Gideon and the night of the 300. The wind moved softly through the valley of Jezreel, carrying with it the smell of fear. For 7 years the Midianites had come like locusts, countless, cruel, and unstoppable. They stripped the land bare, stole the harvest, and left Israel hiding in caves. Strength had become a memory, and hope a whisper. Gideon knew that fear well. He had been threshing wheat in a winepress hiding, crouched low when the angel of the Lord appeared and called him mighty warrior. Gideon almost laughed. Mighty. He was the weakest in his family, from the weakest clan. But God saw what Gideon could not. Now Gideon stood at the edge of the camp, staring at an army that covered the valley floor like sand. His own men 32,000 waited behind him, tense and silent. Then God spoke. Your army is too large, the Lord said. Israel might boast that their own strength saved them. Too large, Gideon swallowed. Still he obeyed. He called out to the men, anyone who is afraid may go home. 22,000 turned and left. The sound of departing footsteps echoed louder than the silence they left behind. 10,000 remained. Gideon hoped, perhaps foolishly, that this would be enough. But God spoke again. Still too many. At the river, the men knelt to drink. Some cupped water to their mouths, eyes alert. Others bent down, faces buried in the stream. God chose the ones who stayed watchful. Only 300 remained. Gideon felt the weight of the number press against his chest. 300 men against an army beyond counting. If fear had a voice, it would have screamed. That night, God gave Gideon one last mercy. He let him overhear an enemy soldier describing a dream how a loaf of barley bread toppled the Midianite camp. God has given Gideon victory, the soldier said. Gideon fell to his knees and worshipped. Then he prepared his army not with swords, but with trumpets, clay jars, and torches. At midnight, the 300 surrounded the camp. The signal came. They blew their trumpets. They shattered the jars. Fire burst into the darkness, and they cried out, for the Lord and for Gideon. Panic tore through the Midianite camp. Awakened by noise and flame, the soldiers turned on one another, convinced they were surrounded by a vast army. By dawn, the enemy had fled, defeated not by numbers, but by obedience. Israel was free, and Gideon learned what the fearful often forgets, that God does his greatest work, not through strength, but through surrender, because when victory comes through weakness, no one mistakes who deserves the glory.